Good morning and welcome to the world of bats. The flight of the bat. In the animation, you can appreciate the movement to be replicated. To mimic it, we have to take into account the fact that bats have a very unique flying trait. They perform a backward folding when upward flapping. To recreate the mechanism, we have to use 4 different mechanisms. These are color-coded with yellow for the input link, blue for the output link, and gray for the normal mortal links. First, we have the wing. Here, 2 4-bar linkages were used to recreate the foldable linkage. By sharing one link, this becomes a 1 degree of freedom linkage. And you can see it working in the animation. The Scotch Toe helps for the opening and folding of wings. This mechanism helps for turning a circular movement into a linear one, and it allows us to control the opening and closing of the wings, regardless of their vertical position. You can see that here we have the first Scotch Toe, and here we have the second Scotch Toe. It is also a 1 degree of freedom mechanism. The Ornithopter is a mechanism that, through the transmission of movement of these 2 identical gears, we obtain a symmetrical movement for the wing flapping. The wings go upward and downward at the same time, thanks to the Ornithopter that also has a 1 degree of freedom. And finally, to put it all together, we used a gears and conveyor belt mechanism. The gear from the Ornithopter transmits the movement to the perpendicular gear, which through the main input transmits the movement to a smaller gear in a conveyor belt, and the shaft of the upward gear transmits the movement to the Scotch Toe. It is important to note that this yellow shaft is our main input for the whole mechanism. All of these mechanisms come together in a way that the output of one becomes the input of the following. And this is why the whole mechanism is 1 degree of freedom. Now let's see our final product. Look at this beauty. By putting together the body of the bat and the mechanisms, we obtain this flying, beautiful bat. You can see it from different views, and you can appreciate how it folds its wings when they go up and extends them when they go down. We also obtained input and output plots. For the input, we took the angular displacement of our main shaft, and for the outputs, we took the flapping vertical displacement and the Scotch Toe's horizontal displacement. So what can we conclude? Resources are key. We had to watch videos, analyze mechanisms, and read previous existing papers to obtain our final product, which leads us to there's not a single path. There are several ways to simulate the exact same movement, and you have to find the one that better suits your needs, which is why analysis is a must. You have to know how each involved mechanism behaves, including inputs and outputs, so that you can successfully perform the synthesis of the mechanism, combining them and arranging them in a way that, also modifying them in a way that you can make them work the way you want them to. And finally, we have this great phrase, we need creativity. You have to find a way to create something new with what you already know. These are references with our little bat. And that was all. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, we will be happy to answer them while you take a second look at this beauty.